Hey, it just be funny to me how America can make y'all believe anything. I mean, they did all that shit a couple years back about taking away the Confederate flag in Georgia. But places like Florida and Alabama still got Confederate symbols in their state flags. See, Texas and Mississippi try to be smart and change their state flag gradually without anybody notice. In Georgia, trying to make their flag resemble more like the American flag, like that's any better. But y'all remember when Kaepernick caught all that flack for saying that he didn't feel black people felt represented properly under the British colonial battle flag? But this is the same flag that y'all flew under the Tea Party in the American Revolution, right? But when Kaepernick used that flag in that time as a sign of distress, as the flag is supposed to be used for, he caught flack for it. And what did you all say? Oh, he disrespected the national anthem. The same national anthem that was written during the American Revolutionary War, right? Where the American colonists were trying to break away from Britain. So by the American rebels breaking away from Britain, that means that they weren't subjugated by none of the slave laws that Britain was passing at the time. But all they want to teach about is the taxation and how they threw that tea in the water. Or how when Britain imposed a physical threat to get their money back, how America decided that they wanted war at the time. And how they supposedly liberated themselves from the British colonies. But what they don't tell you is that the Americans were really criminals and they were trying to rob Britain. And when Britain imposed the taxation that they wanted for their supplied goods when America was fighting in the Indian Wars, they decided that they didn't want to pay these people their money. So now that these colonies have independence and slavery and free labor is the main lucrative resource and income of the southern colonies, it's like common sense for the British to know that if they trying to succeed from this new union that we're forming, and if we want to cripple these people, the main thing we can do is tax their slaves. So when the South decided they wanted to succeed from the new United States that was being formed, they decided that they wanted to tax them, which was nothing more than another British American skirmish. Thus breeded the Civil War. So when the South realized that they couldn't sustain this shit with all this taxation, they decided to go fire on Fort Sumter and the Civil War was started. But I can guarantee you that history wants you to believe that the North started this war and went and tried to liberate slaves. But we all know that's a damn lie when Abraham Lincoln said he was trying to save the Union and slavery was the last thing on his mind. And if slave labor was such an immoral act, they wouldn't still do that shit in prison. Y'all just think about that. Slavery is still in the Constitution, man. Last Messiah, 100.